Hey everybody, today we're going to continue with our Benelli M4 series, I guess, weapons manipulation, shooting, etc. Today we're going to cover ghost loading, shooting support side, and transitioning, as well as, of course, a little bit of use of cover and select slug drill thrown in with that. So, first of all, not a lot of people train shooting support side, and I would wager probably fewer people still train shooting shotgun support side. There's lots of arguments, or rather debate statements, whatever, about recoil and how support side it may not be advantageous to you. I like to train support side. It allows me to use cover better, and it allows me to perform better for drills, say injury drills or an actual injury, or for whatever reason. If I want to shoot support side, I like to know that that's a tool in my toolbox, so to speak. So we're going to go over that. First of all, empty gun, nothing in the mag tube. Okay, so here we are. Loosen our sling first of all, get some range of motion available. Here we are shooting strong side, and also a little bit of push-pull technique here. This arm is going to be pulling forward. This hand is going to be pulling back. So we're going to have kind of a push-pull effect going on here, pushing and pulling, and the butt of the shotgun is going to rest comfortably against the pectoral muscle here. So this arm, the forearm on the forearm, this is going to be our shock absorber. So under recoil, it's going to help drive the gun back on target, as well as absorb some of that energy. And that's going to become more important with our transition drills. And I'm a huge fan of low recoil buckshot and low recoil slug. They both have plenty of energy to get the job done, and honestly, I like them because they have less concussion and less flash, which at night, it's a huge deal. The flash from LE-133 compared to LE-127, LE-133 is going to throw a ball of fire about that big. 127 is going to be huge, especially out of a 14-inch gun like this. So anyway, back to our transitions. Here we are shooting, I guess what you would call strong side. To transition, first we're going to come out of the sling so it doesn't choke us. Push forward here. We're going to support the gun, put it on the other shoulder, and bring this back. In reverse, you're going to be here, push forward. There. We're always taking that step forward because we're transitioning, where if we don't take that step forward, it's going to look like this. We're going to bring the hand back, push the gun out. We're going to be here, we're going to be twisted up and overextended. It's going to be really awkward. So what we want to do is we want to take that step forward when we're transitioning with the gun. We're going to go here, step forward, here. See how that keeps us still braced? That's going to allow us to maintain steady contact with our weapon in our shooting position, where we can still traverse. Whereas if we don't take that step forward, we're going to get tangled in our own feet. And if we don't come out of our sling, we're going to choke ourselves with our sling. It's going to look like this if we stay inside of our sling. We're going to come here, here. I can't even get the gun across my center line because that sling is going to choke me up. So those are things to keep in mind, things to practice. They work. You know, I kind of borrowed heavily from carbine for shotgun. And I kind of hesitate to say that because it's not necessarily borrowing from carbine for shotgun. This is a long gun. And the global war on terror, for all of the bad things, it's taught us how to fight with long guns. And a transition with any long gun is a transition with a long gun. It doesn't have to necessarily be a carbine, a shotgun, a PCC, pistol caliber carbine, whatever have you, the physics are still the same. So anyway, without further ado, what I want to do is I want to show you how to ghost load. This is just something that comes up on the forums a lot. I don't believe the Benelli M2 can ghost load. I think the carrier has a different cutout on it. I know the M4 can and the M1 can. So I want to show you all how to ghost load. And for this, I kind of put the shells in my pocket. We're going to load 7 rounds in this entry gun. And then I'm going to proceed about midway to the target. And I am going to fire 6 of those rounds, 2 for each, 3 for the target on the left, 3 for the target in the center. And then I'm going to run, and I'm going to use this tree here as quote-unquote cover, concealment, whatever you want to call it for the sake of the drill. And we're going to go into a select slug. We're going to feed the gun, get 3 rounds, and we're going to put those 3 rounds as best we can on our right side target with a transition in there. And when shooting from cover, if your cover is here and you want to shoot to the right of it, you're going to want to use this knee out here so you can retch around the cover, still supported by bone. This gun is supported by bone. That gives me a solid foundation, whereas if I were to not be there with that knee, it wouldn't work out nearly as well. So, you know, we're reaching around cover here. We have a line of bone. This is our support. We can absorb that recoil. Same thing goes if we want to shoot on the other side. We have that bone structure that's providing that support for us. And, you know, we have our cover here. We're not just hanging our knee to get shot out, just the gun. So that's something I wanted to touch on for use of cover. Keep your bone structure solid. It's just like weightlifting. It's just like martial arts. Your bone structure is part of what makes you stable. And shooting, we want to be as stable as we can be. So anyway, let's get to the ghost loading. So you'll see I have an open chamber here. We're going to go ahead, use our bolt release, turn our safety. I'm just loading from the pocket here. Nothing special about this process other than I'm going about it the slowest way humanly possible. Should have room for 1 more in our mag tube. All right, mag tube is full. That's 5 rounds on board. I'm going to pull that back just to the point where that lifter doesn't spring up on us. Get that shell in there. Now we put one in the chamber. Now we have 7 rounds on board. That's how you ghost load. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and run the drill. We have slugs in our side saddle. We're going to run the drill like I said. 3 on the left, 3 in the middle. And then we're going to come back, utilize our cover, select slug, and then load 2 in the tube and put those 3 on our far right target. Whew. Well, there you have it. I tried to showcase the manipulations that we discussed, and I hope that y'all found that useful and could take something away from it. As always, be safe and try to do better out there, guys.